All right. Whoops. Let me get rid of that.
We're
Sorry
doing
about that.
great
Little
already.
Professionals. We're professionals here.
I put the share screen thing up after I bought up the stream loading screen, so we're professionals here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Chicken butt.
Oh gosh. Hello,
What
everybody,
did
and
I
welcome back.
miss?
All three of us are back for the first time in a little while.
Emily
Yeah, we
might be
took-
being tortured.
We took the week off last week because I was just simply exhausted from MegaCon and then Epcot. Was it the following day? Well, the day
Literally
Yeah,
the following. No. You went
Was
to
it?
MegaCon on a Friday.
Yeah, I went to MegaCon
You
on Friday.
didn't endure
Yeah,
what
for
happened
like-
on a Saturday and then went to Epcot on the
Yeah,
Sunday like moi.
What were you there for like 3 hours? I mean,
Yeah, it was exhausting. The 4 hours I was there.
Ooh. Aaron, I too am exhausted. Girls' name.
yeah, yes. Emily
So
was there
I just-
longer Saturday than I was. So.
Emily pretty much paid rent on Saturday. So yeah.
So yeah, we kind of took a break last week from the live stream, just to kind of recuperate from that insanity. A little bit of a break, but we're back. We're gonna do some catching up with some news that we missed from last week's stream. A few little things that we're gonna talk about, and obviously stuff happened this week with Star Wars Celebration, which just wrapped up. So I think Barry is gonna kind of give us a crash course later on some of the announcements that came out of Star Wars Celebration.
I watched all of it.
Did they stream they didn't stream anything, did they?
They streamed some. They basically did the live stream every day that lasted like 6-7 hours. They streamed some of the panels. They didn't do what they did in Orlando, where Orlando the next day, a lot of the panels ended up on the YouTube channel. They've been very slow about this year, but it looks like they're slowly getting out all the panels, except for they never put the Lucasfilm, the first big panel up, usually. So
few little housekeeping things. First of all, hello everybody that's watching the live stream, commenting. As always, if you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. If you're watching over on Twitch, be sure to follow us over on Twitch. But yeah, join in on the conversation. Say hello, say hi, whatever we're talking about, chime in.
You could probably yell at us too.
Yeah, you can yell at us. We're big boys and big girls. We can handle it.
Aren't we though?
So, but yeah, be sure to, whatever we're talking about, be sure to tune in or chime in and leave a comment in the chat. I'm monitoring the chat. I think Emily and Barry, they can see it too. So
yeah,
we can also choose to ignore it.
I think, I know we normally do this whole thing like, oh, what have we been up to? But I think we might need to dive right in because we've got a lot to discuss tonight.
Yeah, I can actually, let me bring it up now. Now it's safe for me to bring this up.
Halloween,
we
a
actually
t-shirt.
got, yeah,
Just
right.
a t-shirt.
We got our first Halloween Horror Nights announcement. This was a bi-coastal announcement, so it's both for Hollywood and Orlando. Universal Monsters Legends Collide. Pretty excited about this house. I haven't really heard of what you guys think about this house, so
yeah, you talked about it the other night.
yeah, I did a little YouTube video. That's right. I knew I did something. I couldn't remember what it was. If it was a YouTube, I was like, I remember talking to this camera about this house, and I don't remember talking about it during the live stream. So, why don't you guys, Emily? Are you excited about this house? What are your thoughts on Universal Monsters Legends Collide?
I'm not excited for all the poor Dracula scare actors who are going to have "Where's my money" screamed in their face. So I feel bad for them. The Wolfman is my baby. He's a puppy. I love him, and I hope that Brendan Fraser kills the mummy at the end. That's what I want.
Those are some that's some
lofty goals there. Lofty goals.
You're welcome.
Dream big. Dream big. Hey.
I bought this shirt.
Barry, what do you think about this house?
I mean, I'm excited again. You know, I mean, it's another original story. It's going to take place in the 19th century, as they are all after the Amulet of Ra. We saw what they did with Bride of Frankenstein Lives, created a cinematic experience. I'm expecting Hopefully, fingers crossed, something on that level. And we've said this before. We should see the Universal monsters every year. They are one of Universal's most well-known things, IPs, and we should have a house every year. They do it, and it's time. They can make up these original stories for the monsters, and I'm all for it. I'm excited. And got 9 more houses still to be announced, and 5 more scare zones and 2 shows. So there's still plenty more Halloween Horror Nights coming down the pike. So
and then
the Black Lagoon house.
What'd you say?
I want a Creature of the Black Lagoon house, and not the shitty musical from Hollywood.
Oh yeah. I was like, musical from Hollywood. Oh yeah.
It's actually one of my favorite things, and I watch it constantly. I will not lie to you.
I haven't seen too much about that.
It's not good, and I'm going to send it to the group chat right now so you can enjoy it at a later date.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
But Barry kind of hinted at the theme of this house. Says this bicoastal experience will transport guests in the 19th century, with a trio of monsters seeking one thing, the amulet of Ra. The Wolfman believes this ancient relic contains the power to finally lift his dreaded curse, while Dracula and the Mummy have nefarious plans to use it to bring humankind to its knees. It says, with the moon on the rise in a race against time, guests find themselves entangled in a bloodthirsty battle between terrifying titans, and only one will survive.
See, you say it like that, and then you're going to have me going through it going, puppy! Every time I see the Wolfman.
And then, of course, Slash is going to be returning to score the Hollywood version of this house. So there you have it. We got our first HHN announcement. Universal Monsters Legends Collide. Moving on, we have some other Universal news happen a couple weeks ago. Universal Superstar Parade is ending its run
next weekend.
Here's
this coming weekend.
Yeah, June 4th. That came up quick. It said Universal's Superstar Parade will end its run on June 4th to make way for new entertainment experiences. The Universal Orlando website read. And of course, Superstar Parade made its debut 10 years ago, 2012, at Universal Studios Florida.
Yeah, it's time.
It's time. Fingers crossed. We're getting a new parade. They could literally, being Universal, the parade could literally roll out one day without any announcements.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see. It is sort of surprising they're cutting this now right at summertime. Especially with the lack of attractions in that park currently. But obviously we haven't seen anything about new parade floats showing up or anything like that. But it's when it debuted, we were very impressed. I mean, it was Universal finally stepping up their game with a full blown parade. It's 10 years later, and much like, we talk with Disney too, it's like 10 years is a long time for a parade. And it's fingers crossed we're getting something new here coming down the pike sometime soon.
Japan nighttime parade.
Yes.
Got a cough.
We've only been hinting at
We've only been
hinting at that for God knows how since that thing debuted. It's like,
well, here's the thing. I get it every time I mention this. I get a million reasons why it won't happen at studios, and I get it. But I kind of went back to myself and I thought, well, could they do, because with the nighttime parade at Japan, it has what? Jurassic World, Harry Potter, Transformers. Does it have a Minions section?
It's Minions.
Of
it
course
does have
it
a Minions
does.
section. Yeah, it has a Minions section, and
that's it. It's four sections.
It's it's those 4 big sections, and I thought to myself, I would gladly accept, and I get why they do it at nighttime, because a lot of that stuff looks better at nighttime. The Jurassic World, the lighting, it's just a better setting for a nighttime parade with Jurassic World. And
if you could come up with a version of that parade that can run daytime and nighttime, that have the lighting effects built in, that at night. The biggest thing is we have cinematic celebration. But it's the parks, the new I forget her name. The new president's taken over. They've been running those parks later. We've been getting a lot more 9-10 o'clock closes than we ever used to.
Yeah. That's
this
also
year.
summer though.
But not even some. Spring break had a lot more later closes than they've had in the past. They're trust me. There's been times I've been there at spring break and the park closed at 8, even though it's slammed and packed. Just because they didn't want to keep the park open later. I don't know.
Sam says, "Is there space in IOA to support a parade?" No, Sam.
No.
I don't believe so.
No, there is not.
Especially when you get up there in Lost Continent, it gets really tight in some of those midways. There's no way they could do a parade.
There's even a question with like Japan's nighttime parade, how much of a modification they would have to make. The biggest issue has always been with parades is getting around that corner in front of the studio store. It's tight there.
And that whole that one time I stood there for Mardi Gras and feared for my life.
Yeah, that whole area in Production Central there is pretty tight. But I feel like they spent that money to create that parade. It's easily copied. So I would love for them to finally get a nighttime parade, or even if it's a parade that can run day and night. Just to sort of thumb it in Disney's face there that we don't have a nighttime parade here at the Magic Kingdom. So
we don't have any.
But who knows? They may be holding that nighttime parade for Epic Universe, because Epic Universe is going to have some pretty large walkways. In that spine area. So who knows?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Really quick, I'll quick hit on this. Getting kind of into Star Wars Celebration stuff here. Disney announced new lightsaber hilts coming to Galaxy's Edge. First, they announced the Obi-Wan Legacy lightsaber. That's actually going to be available on May 31st at 7 p.m. And then it says it includes the lightsaber collectible based on the lightsaber used by the iconic Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi, and includes the blade, hilt, belt clip, and display stand. And there you can see it if you're watching. Pretty shiny little display case. And then they also announced Darth Sidious and Plo Koon's lightsaber will also be coming soon to Doc Ondar's Den of Antiquities at both Disney World and Disneyland later this summer. And they also announced these adorable new little plush of the Theory. I believe that's this little guy, little pig-looking guy or whatever he is. I can't keep up on Star Wars creatures. And then Gorg. This Theory. Yeah. And then they announced this thing. I was confused. It looks like an ice cream maker.
Oh my God. Okay, so am I gonna have to be this person? Am I gonna have to explain the ice cream maker?
Yeah. No, you don't have to explain the ice cream maker.
I'll explain it
it's all from
Empire.
Date. We know it's from Empire. It's the guy running an Empire.
Apparently Clint doesn't, so.
Oh, Clint doesn't know about that?
It doesn't make
Fake
ice cream?
Fake fan.
Yes. So the one thing we don't have pictured is the Rey doll that they're finally going to be bringing to the marketplace, which is adorable, and which I imagine you're going to see a ton of little girls wanting that doll.
Yeah, I saw it's actually already available.
Somebody picked it up already.
So, all right. Moving on, the big news the big theme park news.
I can just feel very like
out of Star Wars Celebration was they announced that new characters are going to be coming to Disneyland's version of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. So yeah, we got Boba Fett and
Fennec Shand.
Yeah. They announced I don't think, did I put it in this article?
They announced Grogu and the Mandalorian are coming in the future, and then someone from a certain Disney News website may have leaked a very blurry picture of the Grogu animatronics sitting at the Garner Holt Studios.
Who
design a lot of the Disney animatronics now.
So clearly,
great for Disneyland.
Disneyland once again gets the good stuff. And over here on the East Coast, we get the We get the short end of the stick.
We get a Magic Band Plus game.
Yay!
Yay! I know. I mean, it's we've had this talk so many times of Disneyland getting stuff that we don't get, and I mean, we still haven't gotten R2. They've had what go around R2 for how much like a year now since like the parks reopened. Yeah. So it's it's. I understand why like Disney's like, oh yay, people will be excited. And then, I mean, all you had to do is look at social media, and immediately, like half of the other fans, all of us who live on the East Coast, were pissed off.
Yeah,
because once again, Disneyland's getting stuff that we don't get, and fingers crossed that that this is a test to see how out of timeline characters,
oh boo-hoo,
yeah, which we've all said repeatedly. The attractions can have their own timeline. Just have the land just be whatever. I mean, I think there's certain characters that probably shouldn't be roaming the land, but
no, Padme Amidala is the only person that is acceptable to come into Galaxy's Edge, and I will die on this hill.
No, I am fine with Pat. I think the only person I think maybe shouldn't be walking around, and I know some people might not like this, I don't think Darth Vader should be walking around. It's I think we can still keep certain meet and greets and launch. I think we can still keep certain ones in Launch Bay if as long as Launch Bay is still a thing, which apparently, from what I hear, it's still going to be a thing.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with keeping certain characters, but yeah, it's not like our characters really do that much walking around anyway. It's was it? Vi Miranda is really one of the few that actually roams that much. Rey doesn't really do much roaming. Chewie, even pre-COVID, really didn't do much roaming. They basically roamed from certain staging points.
Whenever I see Rey, she's out like tinkering with the X-wing. Or up there on those rafters. I mean, looking down, judging people.
They're still, they still have them. They'll have them up at the fence now, but they're still not out in the crowd. I think I've seen V has been out roaming sometimes lately.
Isn't it Vi?
Vi. I always get it. I have Vi. But I'm all for just bring the characters.
Here's the thing. Do you think? Let me bring this up. Do you think the reason because we're not getting it over here is because of Galactic Star Cruiser? Now that ties into Galaxy's Edge.
To be fair, if I also looked at Florida, I would also decide that we don't deserve anything. So,
I mean, that's been the talk too, but I think we've had the discussion of the stuff that ended up on Star Cruiser that was supposed to go into Galaxy's Edge, aka especially the dining. We were supposed to have the full blown restaurant with the dinner show and all that, and that ended up going into Star Cruiser, even though there's still space behind the cantina. That's where the restaurant was supposed to go.
Yeah.
So it's I mean, I hope this is just the beginning of bringing more of the characters into the lands, on both coasts. Maybe start feeding in a little bit more of the John Williams music in a couple of different spots, because that's been our biggest complaint. Is there
just give me Duel of the Fates full credit throughout the entire Galaxy's Edge.
There's so many dead areas. There's just so many dead areas in Galaxy's Edge that just don't. They're not alive, and it's. I think
you could just go with me. I literally sing everything out loud at full volume.
Well, yeah. I mean, but it's this is the thing that they had promised from the beginning: is more characters, bounty hunters roaming. That if you're going to do that, then do the ones we know. Get them out there, even if they're in certain locations on the catwalks or in areas where they're not like fully in the public. I'm fine with that. Just have some liveliness. And finally get if it isn't even R2, get some of the remote control droids out, because that would bring the place alive, and they don't really have to stop for people. I mean, they can just roam around.
Run someone over.
Well, yeah, but they do it at the conventions, and how packed the convention floors are, and they still manage to get around just fine.
Yeah, because people at conventions actually,
somewhat respect boundaries.
We're all like, please get out of the way. R2 is coming through. I mean,
oh gosh. So that's everything I have as far as kind of, I kind of wanted to keep our theme park stuff kind of short and sweet because we do have a lot of TVs, movies, stuff to talk about. So
here we go.
Let's get it out of the way. So you went and saw Top Gun, didn't you? How many times have you seen Top Gun Maverick?
Well, that's a number I'm not afraid to admit yet. Yes, I went and saw Top Gun. And it was fantastic.
That's great, dear.
Thank you.
And,
I do plan on going to see Maverick. I have, obviously, for reasons I have not seen a movie right now. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see it. Everybody seems to be raving about it. So
I can't, I could sit here for an hour and talk about it, but
but we're not doing that.
I can't even. You know what? Stop. It's just
you can start a live stream yourself and then talk at the camera for an hour about it.
I will.
I'm sure you will.
I will. Don't doubt me. It was great. It's such a fun time at the movies. It is honestly the most fun I've had at the movies in a while. And that's coming from somebody that, with Endgame and Avengers and all that stuff. I don't know. I think a big part of it was nostalgia for me. The original Top Gun was a big part of my childhood. But I really didn't set my standards for it, or my expectations, I should say. And I'm telling people, you could go in and set your highest expectations for this movie, and it's still going to blow you away. It's phenomenal.
Awesome.
I don't know what I was expecting, but when I left that movie theater with Connor and Brian, after that media showing that I got, the whole theater was speechless. So anyways, I'll leave it at that before I start going here. So,
well, that's awesome.
Go see it.
That's awesome.
So this weekend has pretty much been all about Star Wars and Stranger Things.
Star Wars, Stranger Things.
I finally saw Rescue Rangers.
Yeah, she finally saw Rescue Rangers, which I loved. I
thought it was cute. The only thing that bothered me, I think, was the contrasting animation, and it's not even 2D and 3D. It was still weird 3D, even for Chip. And I think that's what threw me off, because I was expecting more of just that Roger Rabbit look from any of the 2D characters, and I'm like, no, they're still 3D, and it's weird. And I didn't like when they picked up objects and they were real.
Yeah,
it freaked me out.
Yeah,
but other than that, I thought it was cute.
Yeah.
No, I loved it. I've watched it a second time. There's so many little Easter eggs and cameos in there that
freaking.
I think
Sonic.
James got more of a kick out of it than I did.
I mean, it's so good. It's way better than I ever thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
So, but
Sonic with his teeth.
Yeah, Sonic with his teeth.
God, that was so fantastic. When Sonic came up, I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Before we get to the main, let's go ahead and talk Stranger Things first, because we got a ton of Star Wars stuff to talk about.
I was going to say, you've only seen the first episode. So
I've only seen the first episode. Yes, Clint, he's already binged the whole thing.
Yeah, we're done.
I'm almost there.
All I'll say, I'm all for more horror. So it's I loved how I loved how the season began, and I really like where things are going, and can't wait to see. But of course, man, they all grew up, and
well, at least they explain that it's it's been 2 years, man, and I'm like, thank you for that, because you all looked like babies yesterday.
No, I thought it'd only been 6 months.
I don't know. It is something about
it's 6 months.
It's a later episode. I'm not going to spoil anything, but they do say something something happened 2 years ago.
Okay.
So I don't know if they're referring to the third season or something else.
I think they're referring to something
why they
else.
look.
Yeah.
They went into a time warp, but no, I think they established in the first episode it's 6 months.
Well, I'm just dumb.
Right. No.
Where's Aaron?
You've been binging, which means you don't. Yeah, that's why I don't binge anymore.
I have brain rot.
Say Aaron, if she's still
forget.
watching, she was in the chat. She would
Aaron,
know.
plug in your microphone. Let's go.
Help us, Aaron.
Yeah.
No, I loved it. Like I said, we're done. The whole season is phenomenal. This is the darkest, creepiest, gruesome season yet of Stranger Things.
I hate gore, so I'm not.
And for those of you that, yeah.
No, I know Sin's going to
Aaron says it was 6 months.
I was right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Aaron.
Thanks, Aaron. We knew you'd come out on top with that
she
one.
Just felt it. She's like, it's 6 months.
But no, this season was so fantastic and just dark and gory and evil and fantastic. And I love Eddie Munson. I love his character. I love that character.
Sweet angel baby.
He's great. Just his demeanor. And
he came on screen and I was like,
really
this is he came on screen and I was like, this is every man my mother probably had a crush on in high school, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
Well, here's the funny thing is like I don't recall any nerd dressing like that. Everyone who dressed like that usually smoked weed. So
yeah,
I mean, he did smoke weed too, but he was also a nerd. There was nobody in my high school who was a nerd and smoked weed.
I love is the fact that I used to play D&D when I was a kid, and the fact that they brought up the whole D&D is a thing that is a gateway to like the cult, and it's like this evil game. I was like, I can relate to that.
The only thing, I mean, that's always been a thing, but like they're a few years off on like when that actually happened, because it was like the early 1980s when they had the whole hysteria over D&D, and then there was that really bad Tom Hanks TV movie where like he gets loses touch with reality. Yeah, trust me. Look, see, now I'm gonna have to go on IMDb and look this up.
Tom Hanks is in it.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's just bad.
I want to see it.
I can't even remember if Mystery Science Theater has made fun of this movie or not. But it's something. It's like one of his first things he did.
I had no idea this was a thing, and also, I think Erin said she got one, the Hellfire Club shirt. I definitely want one of those.
Mazes and Monsters from 1982.
Yikes.
Mazes and Monsters. I'll have to look that up.
Bound together by a desire to play Mazes and Monsters, Robbie and his 3 college classmates decide to move the board game into the local legendary cavern. Yeah, he loses touch with reality and almost kills himself.
Suspense.
It's hilarious.
I'll have to see if I can. I doubt it's on any. I mean, maybe it is on some sort of streaming service or something.
JustWatch.com. What's it called?
Mazes and Monsters.
I got you. Give me a second. It's loading.
But yeah, no, I love Eddie. He was a great character that was introduced. And just the season is fantastic overall. The what's the villain's name?
It's streaming on Fubo.
Probably.
It's streaming on Fubo.
Fubo or Tubi or
No, what's a Fubo?
I think it's another one of those free services like Tubi.
Okay.
Vecna. That's the villain's name.
Yeah.
He's badass. I love him. But yeah, no, this season's great. I love it. I can't wait for volume 2 in about a month? July?
Sure.
Yeah.
Aaron?
Thank you, Aaron, for coming in again.
Thank you.
This is why you're here, Aaron. You are our Stranger Things encyclopedia. We appreciate you. Oh, gosh.
We are talking about the woman who has like multiple Hawkins stickers on her car, so.
Yeah. she's the hunt of her, and I've been living through her search for Stranger Things merchandise. I got the flashlight, which was pretty cool at Target. I saw that and I was like, I'm sold on this. I said, I am taking this home. It's got the Hawkins, it's got the HNL Hawkins National Lab on it. I still haven't figured out there's a Morse code or something on it. some kind of secret message or something on it. I don't know, but there's some really cool Stranger Things merchandise out there. If you're into that sort of thing,
like Aaron,
yeah.
Mm-hmm, yes.
So all right, Barry, do you want to dive into Star Wars Celebration announcements really quick?
Yeah, let's do that, and then we'll talk Obi-Wan. Star Wars Celebration was back. What's been 3 years, 3 or 4 years?
4.
It was 4. Yeah, we were. God, it's been a while. And I was actually at the one in Orlando. Big announcements to come out of, obviously. They teased Mandalorian season 3, obviously coming next year. There was not much given outside of I believe they showed a short sizzle reel, but I did not get to see the leak on that. Disney was very fast in taking down anything that wasn't supposed to. We do know that it's going to center around him. I believe going to Mandalore because Bo-Katan's going to be back.
Yeah,
Moff Gideon will return. It's going to be, from what they've seen, it's a journey because, we all saw in Book of Boba Fett, he's been thrown out of his group cast. I think that's what the Mandalorians call them because each one has different, ideals and things that they follow. And
did you see the pictures of I can't remember the actor that plays Moff Gideon. What's his name? He's got
Giancarlo
Esposito, or however you say it. Yeah.
Yes.
There was somebody posted pictures of him with the Grogu. I don't know if it was just a little toy, but it was pretty adorable. All the pictures that have come out of Star Wars Celebration have been fantastic.
Every picture video you saw of Tamura Morrison, that guy was having the time of his life this past weekend.
Hayden Christensen and McGregor just completely nerding out, and then
it was
just complete nerding out this entire couple of days with everything.
And then they also talked to revealed more stuff about Ahsoka, and we got the casting of Natasha Louis Bordizzo, who will play Sabine. Yeah, will play Sabine. Chopper. We saw they rolled out Chopper.
I saw they rolled out Chopper out on the stage, which was fantastic.
There was a short sizzle reel of that, and it showed the what's the Rebels ship? I can't remember off the top of my head.
Gosh, I should know this because I'm rewatching Rebels right now.
And that's going to be the big thing is if you're going on to watch Ahsoka's coming next year, you're going to need to watch Rebels.
Rebels, yeah.
Which is
you're
good
going
to
watch Rebels. Now. I already as soon as I saw everything that came out of that panel, and I also someone did post the sizzle reel on Twitter, a really bad, grainy version of it, but it's you're going to need to watch Rebels before you watch Ahsoka.
Yeah, it looks like Ahsoka's really going to focus on.
Mm.
But that's really just ties into her story because she was really involved with Rebels anyway. So
I mean it's got the arc. There's I won't say what part, but there's when Ahsoka appears in those episodes, it's got some of the most powerful moments in Star Wars.
Yeah, I've always said that, these animated shows have had some of the best moments in the Star Wars universe when you just lay it out.
Oh God, the final season of Clone Wars with the Siege of Mandalore. It was freaking amazing.
It's
I love how you say amazing and I'm like traumatic.
Yeah, I mean I'll admit I was crying. So
it's crazy to think that we've gotten some of the best Star Wars content we've gotten and have been out of a couple cartoons. It's crazy.
That's how good Dave Filoni and the entire animation division has been.
Yeah.
And now
give everything to Dave Filoni, please.
Yeah, he's right. Him and Favreau are pretty much overseeing the live action stuff now. And
thank God.
We've got Mandalorian season 3 and Ahsoka both coming next year, but coming in August, we got this bomb dropped on us. We knew Andor was coming, but it's debuting in August. And not just that, it's debuting August 31st, but it's going to be 12 episodes long.
Yeah.
And then this fall, they're going to start shooting season 2, which will also be 12 episodes long. And these 2 seasons will all lead up right before Rogue One.
Yeah.
And that teaser trailer, whoever cut that thing together, I am like psyched for this show now, because it was the perfect teaser trailer, and just
it didn't give too much away, and it was just enough to get you hyped up about it.
You know, and this show, and we'll talk about it too when we talk Kenobi. I am so happy seeing this time period. It's like, oh no, well, we're going to this area that we have known nothing about this time period outside of basically the first season of The Bad Batch.
Yeah.
And we're basically going to see the rise of the rebellion.
Yeah.
But from Andor's position, from the sort of the boots on the ground to up to Mon Mothma. Yeah, and I'm sure probably certain other. I would be shocked if Bail Organa doesn't show up on Andor at some point.
Yeah.
They're sort of probably holding that back, but I'm excited. We're getting. I know some people are like, let's get something new, but we are getting something new. We're getting that period, between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope, that outside of Rebels, and then Bad Batch recently. But never in live action have we gotten this period. And it's, I'm excited. I don't know about Emily, but
yeah. No, I mean, I'm at this point, I'm just like in overload mode when it comes to Star Wars. So it's like, I'm very excited for when we get everything and kind of like going back through and watching it. Like, I don't know the right word, but in order, like starting prequels and then going from there. I think would be really cool to kind of piece everything together and do it that way, especially with everything that we're doing in Obi-Wan right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be interested to see with the Disney Plus stuff now and everything, if they are doing Star Wars Celebration next year in London, but whether they're going to start doing Celebration every single year, because used to be I
feel like you might have to at this point.
Yeah, because we're all talking Disney Plus stuff, and we still got a few more things to talk about. Outside of I believe an interview Kathleen Kennedy said, where she mentioned that Taika Waititi's Star Wars film allegedly will be coming next year. We all have to assume December 2023. Nothing was talked about on the film side at this event, except for
they don't want to.
Except for like talking about it's the 20th anniversary of Attack of the Clones, I think.
Oh.
But they had a panel on that, obviously.
I'm just trying to imagine what would a Taika Waititi Star Wars movie be?
Very bright and very gay.
If you've seen all his movies, they all have sort of different tone. There's comedy in them, but we didn't even talk about like Thor: Love and Thunder, like the new trailer. It's like
Well, I hope it's basically just our flag means stuff. That's all.
No, and that's the funny thing is like that the new trailer. It's like there's comedy moments, but there's some dramatic moments in that new trailer too. We all know we're all going to see it anyway. So
I'm very curious what a Taika Waititi Star Wars movie is going to. Not only like what the movie is going to be about, but what it's going to look like visually. So that was really interesting. That
so gay,
so bright and colorful,
and then the other thing we got, I believe for 2023 is Star Wars Skeleton Crew, which will star Jude Law, and that's being led by Mark Webb, who has done the Spider-Man movies.
Yep.
And that's
so that will be Disney Plus.
Be a show.
Yes, that'll be a show on Disney Plus. I believe that's it. Was that all the live action? I think that was.
I think so.
Am I forgetting?
So,
yeah. And then when it comes to animation, the Bad Batch has a season 2 of this fall. An official trailer was released. For those of you who watched it, I love that show. That show was so good. And
I haven't watched it yet. Like I said, I've been rewatching Rebels, so I've been so focused on getting that done.
I thought it was boring.
Bad Batch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some good episodes in there, but you have to. It's like Clone Wars almost, where you have to get through a lot of crap to get to the good stuff.
Yeah.
And
Well, I mean, and I think some of the things like I don't think it suffered from what Clone Wars and I feel like Rebels suffered from too, the first season problems. I mean, like Clone Wars season 1 is not good. I mean, I think we've all been in agreement on that. And Rebel season 1 is they were getting their footing, but 2, 3, and 4 are amazing.
I mean, I always say it like suffers like the supernatural curse of like, oh hey, we have this very important mission that we need to do, but hold on, we're gonna do 7 side quests before we beat the devil, and it's like, wait, what? Don't you need to go? Well,
they gotta earn money. You can't just got to get around the Star Wars universe somehow. It's like,
gotta make those credits.
Which I found interesting about the show. It's like, oh well, yeah, they would have to like try to find and make money and to get their way around. They just don't have like endless credits. Yeah, and they even explained that away. It's like everyone had to change their money over from to Imperial credits. So I'm excited for it. The other one, Tales of the Jedi, is coming this fall. A new 6-part animated short series.
Is that the one where young Qui-Gon's gonna be?
Yeah, it's gonna be Ahsoka Tano, Count Dooku, Qui-Gon Jinn.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
But yeah, racist, I swear.
We're gonna see a young Ahsoka. We're gonna see Ahsoka's mother. It's gonna be a nice little thing. I think and Filoni is overseeing this with the has stepped back into animation to oversee these shorts. I don't know where he has the time because he literally was like coming to and from Celebration while working on Ahsoka at the same time.
Yeah.
So so that's Tales of the Jedi, and then they did announce Star Wars Visions will be coming with a volume 2 next year. And this time,
the anime things, right?
This time it's not just going to be anime; it's going to be different animation from around the world. There will be Japan, Korea, India, France, I think Scotland, I think possibly Ireland. It's going to be multiple animation studios and creators from around the world this time.
That's cool.
That'll be
waiting for the Fallen Order game.
Then there's video games. The Jedi Fallen Order sequel. What the heck is the name of it? I thought I had it.
I don't remember, but Cal Kestis is my child.
And then they announced that. They announced Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, The Sith Lords is coming to Nintendo Switch on June 8th. So we're getting a sort of a remastered version of that for the Nintendo Switch. And of course they announced a lot of
sequels called the Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
Yeah, and the trailer for that is badass. I'm excited about that. And there was other stuff announced, a lot of stuff, kid stuff like the Young Jedi Adventure series. That's coming to, I believe, the Disney Channel or Disney Junior. So
I'm so excited for another Star Wars game where I will destroy my controller in rage, in absolute rage.
Literally, me trying to get back from any location after you finish a mission.
Yeah, I love that game. It was such a fantastic game, but my God, there were some parts of that game that frustrated the living hell out of me.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Bosses were one of it, and then like you said, Emily, once you finish a mission, going all the way back to your ship.
They're like, "Hey, did you remember how you got here?" No.
Well, let me remind you. You got to go all the way back to your ship. Like, I'm a Jedi. Awful. Can't I just like teleport or something? Come on.
Every other video game.
Yeah, come on. Don't you guys believe in teleportation or something like that?
I literally played like the first level, and then I realized I had to do that, and then I gave the controller to James, and I let him play the rest of the game because I was like, I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing this again.
Or there's me who usually half the time I get like halfway or 2/3 through a game, then I just get bored and I don't remember. Then I just go on YouTube and watch the rest of the cutscene so I can get to the end of the
watch
story.
The movies.
Yeah.
No, I mean I'm definitely excited, and that'll be 2023 for, I believe, PC, PS5, and the was it the Xbox
Yeah, it's all next
Series?
gen.
Yeah,
all-
there
all
were a lot
next
of people
gen.
upset about that. There were a lot of people.
What
upset
do
that
they
it's-
think? I mean,
It's
I realize
not coming out on the PS4 or the Xbox One. It's only going to be next gen PS5.
Well, that's what
Xbox.
I said to James. I was like, we're not going to upgrade until like we're literally forced to. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
So
it's
there were a lot of people upset, but I'm guessing mainly because I think a lot of PlayStation or Xbox people have upgraded to at least the Series S.
yeah.
But it's still impossible to get a PS5. I mean, there's a lot of people that have one. But yeah, there were a lot of people upset that this sequel is going to be only next gen. It's not going to be on Xbox One or PS4.
I mean, just hopefully by the time it comes out, they're a little more accessible by then. But I'm not going to hold my breath either.
I know the Xbox consoles have gotten easier.
Yeah, they have. They've been showing up a lot more.
Like I've seen a lot of Xbox Series S's available. I think the X is still a little harder to get a hold of, but it's still damn near impossible to get a PS5.
I think what the PS5's issue is just the chipset in it is just
yeah. It's still the chip shortage and all that stuff.
So
that's
I think that was it for major announcements. A lot of the celebration is on their Star Wars YouTube channel. There was a lot of cool stuff in the park stuff. There was a 35th anniversary of Star Tours panel, which was really, really cool. Tony Baxter talking about the creation of Star Tours. A lot of the crazy stuff that they did. I mean, because you got to remember, Star Tours is the first simulator ride, and they had never done anything like that before. And even the stuff they used in the queue was really interesting. The parks panel was really a like I said, we talked about some of the news that came out of the parks panel. Nothing majored. But what the really cool part of the parks panel was they really went into the creation of Galaxy's Edge, and they showed a lot of stuff that no one had ever seen before of just, them testing things, them building, like they showed them the beginning of the building of like Rise of the Resistance in one of the areas, and just like the thousands and thousands of feet of cable just running everywhere. That's all under those floors and in those walls in Rise of the Resistance. Just the sheer amount of like stuff that went in to build Rise of the Resistance. Like a lot of the pieces in it were built around the world. The AT-ATs were built in Philippines, and it just everything, like how they created the turntable system for Millennium Falcon, and it was really cool. So I would definitely, if you're a part, if you're watching us, you're a fan. Go and check those out, because it was they really revealed a lot of stuff that they hadn't talked about with Galaxy's Edge before.
And didn't they? I mean, I can't. Did you mention them announcing the new scenes for?
Oh yeah,
Star Tours. Yeah,
so, yeah. We're getting more new scenes in Star Tours. So
yeah,
I mean, I kudos to them for doing that. I mean, that's I think that the Star Tours is sort of like, I feel like more so in Hollywood studios, like a lot of people are not riding it. I realize Star Tours has some of the highest capacity of any attraction.
Yeah.
But I think it's great that they're continuing to update Star Tours. I got some stuff last time I hadn't even seen before. That's what's great about Star Tours. Yeah. And something we would love to come to Smuggler's Run. Let's get those other missions on Smuggler's Run, please.
That's what I want first, though, and that's what sucks that I know we're not getting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great. It's great that we're getting more updates to Star Tours. It keeps it fresh. Every time you ride it, you don't know what you're going to get, and that's especially for us who will pop into the park sometimes. Star Tours usually is something that we do every single time, because, like we said, the line's usually not
walk on or close to.
On,
yeah.
Just because of the high capacity that attraction has. So it's I'm all excited about that. So
yeah, that was one of the I think Imagineers, when they first started this when they initially did the refresh for Star Tours with all these scenes, I think one of the promises they made that it was going to continuously be updated with new new scenes, and good for them for keeping up on their promise.
So we
with all
possibly
these.
see the Razor Crest and Grogu
Baby.
show up.
Yeah.
You know it's coming. You know
Our
it's coming.
sweet baby.
Yeah, you
I
know
would
it's
like to see
coming.
that baby.
Well, I want like the middle part where like they do like the little projector thing, and he just comes up and goes,
Yeah.
and that's it, and then he goes away.
No, I mean that will get people to ride Star Tours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The chance that they might run into the Mandalorian or baby Yoda. Yeah. I'm excited. I mean, I still love Star Tours, so it's
yeah, it's a fun one for the like with me with the kids. Star Tours is such all the kids love it. It's easy to get on. Usually, like we said, it's usually a fairly short walk on wait. If not, it's a 10-15 minute wait. And it's entertaining, it's older simulator technology, but it's a fun, quick little ride to get a little Star Wars fix.
And the fun thing that came out of the panels is the crate scene, when the stuff's hitting the windshield, it's actually broken up Jolly Ranchers. That's what they filmed, was broken up Jolly Ranchers.
What is this?
So in crate, the crate planet with the red sand. As it's splattering up onto the windshield, as you're, when the battle.
I go on Star Tours all the time. Also,
as it's hitting the stuff that's hitting the windshield of the ship, that's actually broken up Jolly Ranchers. That's what they filmed.
Interesting.
Oh
yeah, interesting, huh?
But it's I think Star Wars. It made me miss having Star Wars Celebration here, and like we said, next year it'll be in London. Fingers crossed. Hopefully, in the next 4 or 5 years, maybe we'll get it back, because it is really, Star Wars Celebration is really cool, and it works really well here and out there, because they had the Disneyland After Dark. If you followed our Twitter feed, which had a lot of fun stuff, it made me jealous.
Katie has contributed. She's a writer here for ThrillGeek. She was there for Star Wars Night, the Disneyland After Dark, and so she was firing all sorts of content off to me, videos, pictures. The Thor was fantastic.
Whoever did that, when we posted that and I looked at it the first time, I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah,
it was perfect, and it just even looked like Thor had just like stuck a lightsaber. Happened to come by the party and be like, "Oh, well, I'll just stick a lightsaber on top of Mjolnir."
And then that Grogu snacky sundae, that thing was interesting. She said it was actually really good. It was literally Chex Mix, a chicken nugget, just the top of a Grogu-colored macaroon, a gummy frog, green tea sauce, boba,
so much worse.
It was very, very interesting. She said it was actually pretty good, so I was like, "Oh, okay, I'll take your word for it."
I love Disney food. I've never looked at something and wanted to vomit before. And I've looked at the pickle corn dog.
Yeah.
So.
And then there was one of our friends, sincerely Ivy. She posted, or they had some blue milk drink that actually she said was really good. Actually looked good. Looked way better than regular blue milk. There was a lot of really cool, unique food. Maybe we should have a party like that out here sometimes. But no, I mean that's always the fun thing when Star Wars Celebration is in Anaheim or here, is there's always an event at the parks, and it's always usually really, really amazing. So
you know what we didn't talk about? The tribute store.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Emily.
How much time do we have?
I'm sitting here looking at our YouTube channel, and I went, "Oh crap, we never talked about the tribute store."
Emily,
finish up 5 minutes of fame and talk about our little media event that Universal invited us out to check out the tribute store.
Yeah.
The floor is yours.
There's a lot of brain rot, because Brain only accepted Back to the Future room. However, there's other parts of that store. So when you first walk in, it's like this cute little like entrance into the movie theater. But you see like all these little Reese pieces scattered around. So first room, obviously, then is E.T. we spoke to a few of the people that were like actually doing merchandise and designing the store. So they were saying that they took a lot of screen grabs of Elliot's room from the movie, and they tried to make it recreate it as much as possible, and they did a really good job. Basically, when you walk in, ET's there, and he's like levitating all the toy planets, and you can go and you can get merchandise from like Elliot's bunk bed. And there's just a lot of cute little nods in there. Yeah. Wow. I filmed
the wonders
that.
of the internet, ladies and gentlemen.
Amazing. Let me just say things out loud when I see them. There's a lot of dinosaurs.
There's no sound, right? I muted it.
Right. No, there's no sound.
Okay. Yeah, just making sure.
There's a light switch on the wall that you can turn that lamp on and off. That was fun for me.
Awesome.
We're gonna if you want to skip and I'll just say things about it. Yeah, but look, that's ET. Don't know if you knew that. That's ET.
There's the speak and spell.
The speak and spell, the Reese Pieces, the plant that he brings to life. There's me being very short and trying to walk around other human beings. Oh, look, the Jaws room.
We fast forward to the Jaws room. Hold on.
That's still ET. Oh, okay. So Jaws room is fun because it has a lot of props actually from the attraction itself.
Yeah.
I was very confused, so I started going near the exit. I'm gonna turn like in a second, but I was like, "Oh, look! I just things noticed that Emily can buy."
I haven't been in here yet, but I just noticed the hallway that usually connects is the retro studio color. Anyways, back to you.
So in that little cabinet, they have one of the shotguns that the skippers use in the attraction, which was cool. It's panning. Go down, Emily. You can do it. That's a boat. Good job. The sign that's over the room, that is from the attraction as well. They did recreations of obviously Quint's jacket, the fishing pole. They have the beer cans up top of the beer that he drinks in the movie. Oh, there it goes. All the lanterns that you see are actually from the queue of the attraction. If I go, oh, it's okay. Go up, Emily. You can do it. I have faith in you. Pan up.
You can do it, Emily.
Do it. Do it. Am I not going to do it?
I don't know. You recorded this. You should
I don't remember what I did.
So this was the Jaws room.
Yeah, I'm just yelling at myself. Anyways, that's a recreation of the kitchen. So yeah, if you looked outside, that would be the actual view that you would see while waiting for the boat. That is the little pot they cook out of.
Wonderful steam effect for the pot.
It's really cool. And also the whole room smells like the ocean, which is great. And then on the table down there, if I ever get to it, they have re-election posters for the mayor. They have rewards for the shark for eating Alex Kittner. They also have permits and basically Quint saying that he doesn't care what anybody says and he's just going to do what he wants. It saw that you were just hovered over it. They have the Q video as well from the attraction, which is really cool, and it just constantly puts on a loop. It's hard to see on video, but it's very crystal clear in real life, which is great. They also have the Amity Boat Tour like skipper shirt, and that has sold out pretty much already. So I'm very glad I bought that.
Instant hit.
Oh, this is the hallway where if you walk down fast enough, you can hear me crying, basically. I lingered too long on the Breakfast Club poster because it's one of my favorite movies. You're welcome.
Yes.
But you get down and we get to the Back to the Future room, which, wow, I want to cry again. So this is Doc's garage. So as you see, this is kind of like post third movie. So apparently he goes back to the garage at some point because there's pictures and like just a bunch of nods to the third movie as well. But yeah, this is like his desk. You can buy the guitar, you can buy the hoverboard if you want. They are all signed.
Wow.
Yeah. If I go down,
the hoverboard would be cool to have.
Yep, there's signage for the Twin Pines Mall, the Brown Mansion destroyed. That pocket watch has already been stolen from the tribute store, so thanks to whoever did that. There's the clock tower struck by lightning, schematics for the DeLorean. There's also the picture up top of Marty and Doc when they took the picture back in 1885, which is cool. Flux capacitor. Save the clock tower. There's a lot of, if you're like a Back to the Future nerd, at least this room has like, everything's like all over the floor. Like it's messy. Those are all of Doc's idols up there. So like Ben Franklin, Thomas Edison, obviously the plutonium. Those are the screen used lions that are next to the clock tower. So that is the only, apparently, according to my knowledge, what they told us is the only screen used item in the tribute store. That I don't know if it works 100%, but at least the Back to the Future songs you can select on there to play, which is cool. And then just more signage. This is like, again, like the real big signage room. There was Biff's hoverboard, the big huge model that Doc and Marty make in the first movie to kind of plan how they're going to get Marty back to the future, which is really cool. I don't know if I think that's just a recreation because it would be very good at this point. But yeah, so it's just a bunch of clocks going off. Back there, you can see they have the huge amp from the first movie and actually does hum at certain times. So it kind of is cool that you can go around and play with the buttons to kind of make it louder. But obviously, there's just a lot of props, like the "You're Fired" sign, Biff's automotive detailing.
There's so many Easter eggs in this room.
Yeah. There's a lot of
Easter eggs. There's also one of my favorite things that I saw the second time that I went in. If you look under the table of like where the model is, there is a box that says churro stand.
Theme Park Beer says, do they sell flux capacitors? I bought one for an old live truck back in my TV days. I put it on the
I wish.
It was awesome. That's funny.
That is awesome.
All right, let's move on here to
snacks.
Desserts
room.
Yeah, so the fourth room is obviously the actual theater where you can buy your concessions. I think these are probably some of the best snacks that we've received at the tribute store. Please don't say anything about the ET one.
I'm gonna say it.
I hate it. They have Jurassic stuff too, so I think that's kind of cool. But yeah, there's so many bloody Jaws things, and I love it.
Hoverboard, are those like macaroons? Yeah.
Yep. And then at the bottom, that's actually my favorite snack I've ever had. I got the red velvet cake thing with like the little shark on top. That is the best snack I've ever had, and I got it.
How was it? We've had those types of cakes before, and they've always
so
either.
Good. It's so good.
Usually, how is the frosting? Usually the frosting is too sweet, and then the cake's
I loved
too
it,
too
and
dry.
I'm not even like playing with you. I loved it, and maybe that's just my brain is like Jaws, but. And I think any snack that you really want to get from any of these stores, you have to go in the morning.
Yeah.
Like you just 100% have to go in the morning because that's when they're making everything fresh. So yeah, if you're waiting, till 7, 8 p.m. at night, it's just been sitting there all day long. So that's when, the freshness is going to go away.
I love this confrontation.
Up. I remember that. I remember
that was great.
Yep. And then that's just the end of it. So you're basically backstage at the theater. Where they shoot the movie, well, not shoot the movies, but show the reels. And there is some Slaughter Cinema signage on there. So kind of leading you up to the Horror Nights tribute store that we'll eventually get. But yeah, it was fun. And I obviously just stood too long in the Back to the Future room to the point they asked, "Hey, do you need anything from us?" And I said, "No. I'm just going to stand here until you kick me out. Thank you."
So yeah, that's I was showing our video, which Emily did a fantastic job filming. So if you want to check that out, you can head on over to our YouTube channel and watch it again.
There will be no live commentary, but if you pay me the right price, I'll just tell you a lot of things about it.
Sometimes that's the best with some of these filming. Some of these things I've gotten to the point where talking just kind of ruins the moment, and it just lets people take it in.
Yeah.
Just film it and be quiet, and because some of these people film these walkthrough videos and they're talking the whole time, and me being a theme park nerd, I just want to take in the ambiance of.
I think we try to do that without talking. It's not like we're going. It's one thing to go through the walk through there, and we're showing you everything. It's another thing if we're walking through there and then we're trying to point out merchandise and stuff. Then it's like
exactly
get chatty, but that's awesome. And I think that's everything. We were going to talk about Obi-Wan, but I think we can hold that till next week. I think we can talk about.
We'll have a new episode by then.
Yeah, we'll talk the first 3 episodes next week. All I'll say about the first 2, at least for me, compared to Mandalorian and Boba Fett, this show
the best Star Wars
is
show.
Way more epic. This is way bigger. Bigger than
I think we've also built it up too, and like the fact that it's not like disappointing is a big thing.
It's really good so far, and we'll talk more about it next week with episode 3.
I will say though, all the like promotional stuff that they showed us, we've already seen that in the first 2 episodes.
Yeah,
which is
then that's the way it should be.
terrifying.
Yeah.
Because now we're going in completely blind, and I'm so excited.
Well, it's the one thing we complained about with Multiverse of Madness is like normally
Don't even
Marvel,
get me.
we only see in trailers the first 30 minutes of the movie, and whoever did the marketing, and we already discussed before, Kevin Feige was pissed, gave away way too much for that.
What if we make Wanda the villain in the first 25 minutes? What if we do that? That would be a good idea, right, guys?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. So yeah,
we'll
we can
talk
dive in
more
more
Kenobi
next week. Yeah, it's off to a good start. I liked it. Yeah, so let's get on out of here. Hey, thank you everybody for tuning in. I appreciate everybody chit-chatting. We had a pretty good chat tonight. Thanks to everybody for tuning in on Twitch and YouTube. Really appreciate you guys tuning into these live streams, chatting along with us as we nerd out about everything theme parks and pop culture, movies, TV shows, all that jazz. Again, I apologize for us missing out last week. We were just tired and
we literally died.
Needed a break and died, and we needed to be revived and brought back to life. So we will be back next week with everything that's going on and everything. So Barry, where can everybody follow us online?
We are at ThrillGeek on Twitter, Instagram, and the TikToks. Facebook.com/ThrillGeek. Please like and follow our Facebook page. YouTube.com/ThrillGeek. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Twitch.tv/ThrillGeek. Be sure to follow along on subscribe to our Twitch channel. ThrillGeek.com for the latest in theme park and pop culture news. And of course, you are watching ThrillGeek This Week.
You are.
Good job.
I'm just looking really quick, making sure. Yeah, no, we got everything. I forgot to mention. Everybody, give a warm welcome to Madison. She's going to be probably joining us here on the live stream at some point. I'm going to kind of leave that up to her if there's something that she wants to talk about. But I never thought I would be doing a ThrillGeek internship, but here we are. She initially reached out to Emily, and Emily kind of forwarded her information to me, and she needed some help with doing an internship, so I was willing to do it.
Sweetest.
And I knew nothing about doing an internship for somebody, so I was kind of going in blind, and
she just said, "Can we do this?" And I went, "I don't know."
Yeah, and that's basically what I said when you told me, and I chatted with her and got things figured out, and so yeah, she's going to be helping out pretty much everywhere. She's going to be throwing out some really good stuff. She actually did a reel already when she went to she frequents Volcano Bay a lot, so she gave us a reel for excuse me, Volcano Bay's 5th birthday. But I got her WordPress account, so she's gonna be doing articles, social media, and all that stuff. So look for some content from her. And like I said, definitely she'll be popping in probably here on the live stream some week or weeks over the coming months. So yeah, I just wanted to quick give a shout out, welcome her, and all that stuff. So anyways, guys, thanks again for tuning in, chatting with us. We appreciate you guys. We will be back here next week, same time, 8 p.m., right here on our YouTube and Twitch with another ThrillGeek This Week. And Emily, where can everybody find you online?
If you want to take me seriously, I guess Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at Geek Notice. But honestly, I just
you don't have to take her seriously.
I just post memes, and I'm not sorry about it.
No, give Emily a follow everywhere. Geek Notice, YouTube. Your Instagram's Geek Notice too, right?
Sure, I barely post on it.
Yeah, give Emily a follow. She's good people. We all try to be.
She's all right.
She's all right. So, anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you guys next week. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Stay safe.